Hello and welcome to CSC 214, Introduction to Java. I'm your instructor, Larry Schoenemann, and basically my background consists of I've been a professional developer for over 30 years. I'm currently the Director of Engineering for a wellness company and manage multiple teams of programmers. I've been a software architect. I've done many jobs in the industry, and I still continue to do them. I keep current on programming. I program regularly. I program in primarily C#, which is a cousin of Java, but I can program in almost any language. My background is in programming language theory. Speaking of which, my education, I have a bachelor's and master's in computer science from Bradley University, and my focus was on system software with emphasis on compiler construction and programming language design. So, programming languages are kind of my thing. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the course. The course runs from August 21st to December 11th. The last day to hand in assignments will be December 8th. The final will be due by December 11th. There is no session. There is no lectures. It's all videos and reading the book. I will have to hold a regular Q&A session Tuesdays at 6. Attendance is in no way mandatory. If people don't attend, I'm going to stop holding them, but I'm always available to meet via appointment. Easiest way to contact me is always via email, lschoenemann@harpercollege.edu. I'm going to do a quick review of what's in the syllabus. Okay, so first, the first Q&A meeting will be on August 22nd, which is Tuesday, at 6 p.m. The last day to drop for a refund will be 8/28. The last day to withdrawal that is a typo, November 20th, not 2nd. If you withdraw, you need to drop the class, or else you're going to get an F instead of a W. Final exam turn-in date will be 12/11. Since this is an online course and asynchronous, there is no in-class test, obviously. So what's this course about? Well, it's using Java, and we're going to take an object-oriented approach to introduce design and implementation of, I wouldn't really say large-scale, but bigger problems. We're going to introduce data structures, algorithms, files, lists, stacks, queues, among other things. We're going to introduce the concept of program verification and complexity analysis. Builds on previous knowledge of searching and sorting to help introduce recursion, as well as give practical examples of complexity analysis. Prerequisites are, most importantly, CS 121, and you should have some math behind you. So, what do you need for this class? Well, first off, you need the book, Big Java Early Objects by Dietel and Dietel. Get the interactive version. It's pretty slick. It gives you some better tools. You're going to need a Java compiler, which you can get from Oracle. I have a video showing you how to do it. And you might want a Java IDE. JetBrains IntelliJ is my favorite. There's one called Blackbird, and there's one from called Eclipse that is also pretty popular. You could use Visual Studio Code. The IDEs are your responsibility to configure. I'm not getting involved with that. You'll also need Git, and I have videos on that. You'll need access to GitHub and GitHub Classroom, and there's videos and information on how to do that. So, let's talk about handing in assignments. Every assignment must be turned in via Git and GitHub Classroom. There are no exceptions to this. Understanding Git is important. There are no exceptions. So don't come to me and say, well, I'm attached it to my Blackboard, and I'm going to give you a 0 on it. That is not okay. All assignments must have a header. You have to have this header. If you don't, it means the software I use to grade your software won't match this with you, in which case your grade will be a 0. I will give you one chance to get this wrong. After that, I will disregard your submissions. So do this. This is not worth losing your grade over. Here are some things about grading. It's 2 exams plus 1 final. Programming is the majority of your grade here. 30% only are exams. Grading will be completed as soon as I can. Don't bug me about it. All assignments are due on the date specified in the syllabus at 5 p.m. All assignments must be handed in on December 8th. I will not accept anything after it, even for partial credit. All assignments must be submitted via GitHub Classroom in the outline process. If you don't complete the fullest submission process, even if files are there, it won't be graded and you'll get a 0. If an assignment is handed in late, the following penalty schedule will be used. Up to 2 days late, I'll give you a grace period, except for the last day of class. Beyond 2 days late, 3 days late, you're going to lose 20%. 4 days late, 50%, and beyond that you get nothing. And it all includes weekends, so you can't tell me it's just work days. Okay, now, I am not an ogre. If there are things that happen, you have a problem in your family, some emergency, tell me. I'll work with you to make accommodations. But don't come up and tell me 4 weeks after something is due that you can't get to it. Here's some tips for a better grade. First of all, hand in your assignments on time, and make sure to include the header. Consistently format your code the same way. Comment well, but make your code self-documenting. Use good variable names and methods. For example, don't use a function f for a function that computes factorial. Call the method factorial. Don't mix library functionality with input-output code. That's a big pet peeve of mine. So, for example, if we're building code that computes a math library, don't put print statements, write-line statements, whatever, inside that library. And the reason is this. You build libraries for reuse, okay? You build them for reuse. If they have print statements, they're tied to whatever use you have for them. Not a good idea. Okay? Another thing to keep in mind is keep your classes in separate files. I will deduct if you put all of your classes in one file. So, for example, if we're writing code to have user input and number and compute its factorial, don't put out code in the factorial function. Keep it separate. Okay? I'm really hardcore about that. So here's the basic course breakdown. I'll leave this to you guys to read for yourself, but here's the corresponding book chapter number. There are videos associated, and if you walk through the modules on Blackboard, that will give you everything you need to know. So good luck, and I'll talk to you in class.